So just a few more left to do. And that's me done with the sweet peas. Yeah, so I was just thinking about if I got a root trainer, you know, would that be better? But I think that's one of the good things about me doing this wee video diary, is that, oh, that's a bit dry, is that I'll see how well they do. You know what happens. I have, as I say, I've pinched out the top of these, and hopefully get more plants out of it. But yeah, if I can see how well they do, then actually if they do okay, then it's just you know, another thing that I don't need to buy if they do fine without any you know, any other buy more plastic or whatever. Even if we do reuse it, try and reuse as much as I can, but I might not need to buy anything else if this, as long as I get flowers, you know, and as long as they live, and as long as the slugs don't eat them, and as long as they don't get blown over. All the what ifs. But yeah, I like these for their fragrance, and I have read as well, which this is, I'm saying this is a note to self, that when they start to flower, you need to start picking them. You know, start picking them, don't just sit and enjoy them, because the more you pick, the more they'll bloom. And that's what I want. I want lots of flowers. Last year, you know, we got the part of the garden done up a few years ago. It's always a work in progress, but we never really put that much, certainly not the effort that I'm doing now with the greenhouse and everything, you know, but never really put that kind of effort in before. But last year, you know, we wanted a bit of colour in this bit that had been renovated and stuff. There's 2 raised beds, and you know, usually buy geraniums and just, you know, to try and fill it up and whatever, but they flower quite late for us anyway. We're in Scotland, and just outside Glasgow. So geraniums take a while to flower. I suppose it's nice to have a bit of greenery. But so last year, my wife, she thought it'd be a good idea, well, let's get nasturtiums, which I wasn't really keen on until we actually put them in these raised beds, and they were gorgeous. They were all beautiful yellow, orange and red, and you know, and then when they flowered, I noticed lots and lots of caterpillars. And I thought, what are these? You know, I wondered if they will turn into butterflies. And they did. And of course, being the lazy, both of us being the lazy gardeners that we are, we've got apple trees, and usually I like to make cider or chutney or something. And you get what's called June drop. I learned that from Eli and Kate. And so these apples had fallen, and I would normally try and kind of tidy them up or whatever, never quite got around to it. And the next thing you know, there was loads and loads of butterflies all around these rotten apples, and it was great. It was lovely to see. You know, red admirals, and there was a Colma butterfly as well, which I've never seen before up here anyway. And so I just thought, that's it. Next year I just want to fill the garden with flowers. I want as many flowers as possible. You know, because I would like to have as much wildlife as possible. You know, maybe not so much slugs. But yeah, I'd like to have all the wildlife, because it's on the decline, and I thought, well, if we can do our bit to promote it, you know, and help them along, then that can only be a good thing. I don't know if this is going to stay standing. I'm going to have to stake all of these things. Anyway, every day is a school day, so feel free to help me out with any advice. Might need a wee toothpick in there to hold it up. Right, now we're on to Ali's lupins, I think. Or all the lupins, whatever I've got. Right, so these are Ali's lupins. Got these from a seed swap, and tried putting them on a wet paper towel to germinate. And this has worked before. So some have germinated, some haven't. So we'll just have a go. I've also got seeds that I've collected myself. And I'll try and pot those up as well. So I've done this before. I bought a couple of lupins. This was a few years back. Bought a couple of lupins plants from a nursery, and they were absolutely gorgeous, stunning. Trying to think how deep the plant is and just wing it, I suppose. Yeah, so we got them from the nursery, put them in the raised beds, they were beautiful, and then obviously at the end of the flowering time we had these seed pods, and so I collected them and I thought I'm going to have a go at growing them. So I did this. I looked up how you do it, and I'm actually going to have to remind myself how deep this should go.